Hey there. Hey, you. Yeah, you. I love you. I know I do because you are easy to love. For me, I am easy to love you. That's how I feel about you. That's how I feel about people. I just wanted to let you know that I love you. You are loved. And now I would like to get into a few things that have come up for myself since I started making videos. I had a question about if I have a schedule or if I'm going to make a schedule to drop videos at a certain time or a certain day. And no, I have not yet created the space in my life for consistency in making videos. I just want to be honest and put that out there so you know. Maybe at some point I will, but at this time it is all just when I feel inspired and when I feel brave and ready. And that takes me to the next thing. I received feedback that I was looking a little nervous or repetitive, and I would love to just say that I am nervous and I am not 100% sure how to be talking to you right now through this device. I don't even know how to do it. I'm just doing the best I can. And I think that as I do it more and more, I will become more comfortable and less nervous. So there it is. I'll just be nervous for a while, probably. That's just how it is. And yeah, about repetitive. The thing is that's part of being nervous, but also I I've been writing before I do a video, and I get within my mind kind of like an outline of what I want to talk about. And so I kind of say the outline as I'm doing it to just give myself the structure to keep. And then I might refer back to it and then say it again. So that's what's up with that. And then, and then the last thing that I want to talk about is that I might sound different to you, to someone, whoever is listening to this, than how you normally hear me or see me. My daughter mentioned that I had a robotic kind of sound. And that is again the nervousness. But then I also was thinking about how I am here from my heart. I want to be speaking to from my heart. But then I realized my heart has so many different aspects. It feels like a diamond with all these facets. And who knows which facet is going to shine today, or several facets of it, you know? And so perhaps I am a little bit performative and, whatever that means for me in that moment, in that day, in that mood. And so we'll just see what happens, you know? And I was thinking about how I approach one task differently, many different ways. And one task I was thinking about is flossing my teeth. I floss every single day. I love flossing, but some days I take too long getting ready for bed, and people are like, come on, what's taking you so long? So then I just rush. I rush through it, And so there's one way of me going about flossing my teeth. Like I want to do it and I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it fast. And then there's like another aspect of flossing where I'm going to take my time and enjoy it. And then there's another one. I'm going to the dentist soon. Oh, I'm going to do an extra good job flossing. Like, I'm going to get really in there, so that I don't bleed at the dentist when they're like cleaning my teeth and checking me out. And so I feel like there might even be more aspects of that. That's just one example of all the different ways I show up as myself, but different ways, And so if you personally don't recognize the character that I am right now in this video, well, just accept it as part of me, Like, I was thinking about how when I was a child, and this is nothing against anyone else. I think this happens to every child in our whole realm and our experience of being human, but you're told to not do things like don't speak so loud, or don't talk so much, or stop making that noise, and then it makes you put yourself into a package, usually, like an acceptable package. And not everyone does that. A lot of people rebel against it, and then they become like a little bit more of whatever they're being told not to be or do. But then over time, you learn what is appropriate or acceptable in certain situations, and you align with that, so that, like, I'm not saying everyone does, but I feel like it's possible that everyone does, at least in some degree or way or manner. And so then over many years, when you're growing older and having more experiences as a human, it changes, but it's still kind of the same thing playing over again, where perhaps your interests change, and then the people that you're around don't want to hear about that. So then you get to the point where you're not really talking about your interests as much with that person that you're around, or the people that you're around. And so that's happened to me. And it's like, not to me, but I have chosen that path to walk, where I have not been talking as much as maybe I would have been a couple years ago, several years ago. Or, I used to hang out with people a lot and talk a lot and be like super social. And then I took a step back into my own kind of nest, into motherhood, and I reclused a bit, I guess, like I hermited, and I stopped using my voice so much. I stopped talking about a lot of things. And now that I'm here to talk, I have to allow the like shells, or the, I don't know, what is it? The walls. I have to allow the walls that I've built around myself to fall down. And I have to learn how to be vulnerable and open up. And I'm doing that here. But I just wanted to let you know, whoever you are, whether you are from my past, my present, or my future, my closest friend, my family member, my like whatever, if you don't know me, then it's a fresh, clean slate. But I am most likely going to be different to you than anything that you've ever seen before. And so I just have to make this video and put it out there so that I can reference it when someone calls me out on this. I'm not like trying to be defensive or anything. I'm just explaining that I am who I am as I am now. And sometimes I am nervous, and sometimes I'm silly, and sometimes I can't stop giggling. That's most of the time I can't stop giggling. And I hope I can bring that forth in the YouTube space because that's fun, I feel. I like that part about myself. I love to be giggly. And I do know some people find it strange. I had a I had a conversation with a fellow mom at gymnastics yesterday about my giggling because I was just giggling quite a lot, but she was kind of being funny, and I was just overhearing a conversation. I don't know this person. I never talked to her before. I'll probably never talk to her again, but she was talking to her son, and they were being pretty funny, and I was giggling at them, but then I was also laughing at all other things like people falling in gymnastics, um just my daughter being silly. I had two daughters there that were one in gymnastics and one just playing around. The little 2-year-old, she was just being really silly, running back and forth. She had the zoomies and she was jumping. And in the whole process of it, I was just like giggling girl, giggling goose, or I don't know. However you would say it. There we go. I'm like giggling now. There we go. And so then finally, I spoke to the mom, and she was like, "Yeah, I was wondering if you were laughing at me." I figured you probably were. And I was like, "Oh goodness, I just laugh all the time." like I giggle at everything. So, yeah, it was a whole conversation, but the point is that that is a lot of who I am, and I'm sure it can be annoying or trying or hurtful to others, even though I don't want to be. But, a lot of times people don't want to be laughed at, but I laugh at everything and everyone most times. So I don't know what to do about it, honestly. Like, sometimes if it's a little kid and they have their feelings there, I try to stop. And if it's an adult, I try to. But then it's like, where is the line between um like being yourself and as you present, and then not being yourself and like making yourself smaller for others? I guess it's like a paradox, right? It's the whole paradox. The great is not. So yeah, I guess you just try to figure it out as you go. What is the right way to be? Do you be fully how you present naturally, or do you hold a little bit back and hold a little bit in to be kind to others? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I do both. I definitely do both. So that might be something for me to ponder and consider. I feel like I've said everything I meant to say in this video here. I actually didn't write before this video today. I just kind of took a moment to orient and center myself and go through what had come up as criticism in my videos so far, and I'm okay with it. Not to say asking the timing is criticism, but like the other bits that I mentioned at the beginning. Yeah, I'm okay with criticism. I've had a lot of wonderful, kind feedback as well, and that's really sweet. Thank you for that. I am going to continue to show up as vulnerable as I can and as authentic as I can, and bring forth messages from my heart. And I want to be honest. I want to be true. I want to be real. I want to be natural and raw. And honestly, I don't know how to do all that. So I'm going to be learning here as we go. I'm going to be figuring it out as we go because I do not share everything usually with everyone. I keep a lot of my cards close, and I have found in the past handful or so of years that silence does feel like power. It does feel good to not express and project constantly. And like if someone responds to you or talks to you and says something and you take a moment to respond, you take a moment of silence before just saying what you're programmed to say, what would naturally come out. That is powerful. But I feel like I may have overdone it and become way too silent due to myself just cocooning within my comfort, I guess, of being a mama and being in my home and cuddling and not really thinking about creating or expressing or producing anything. And so now it's time to come out of the cocoon. It's time to allow myself to shine a bit, and I'm happy you're here for it. I hope it's enjoyable for you to hear my perspectives, and I'm just going to end it there. I will say one more thing. I have had a yellow butterfly show up several days in a row, multiple times a day, and it feels like really specific, like a visitation for me. And I don't know what it means, but it feels like shiny. It feels hopeful. It reminds me of the sun. It feels like just a beautiful omen of you're flying. You know, you got this. Yellow, you're ready to go. Okay, so yeah, it's very sweet. And I just wanted to share that. And I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day. I hope this message finds you well. And again, if you don't know me, my name is Sam. And thank you for being here at Mama Nature Inspired.